Welcome to the Champion Breakdown,
where we highlight the gold nuggets, the tips and tricks to help you become the best version of yourself in your journey to becoming a champion. Okay, we are breaking down Summer Sanders. She is a darling of the swimming sport, Olympic champion, 4 Olympic medals. Amazing. April, I got chills quite a few times during that interview. I feel like it's going to be one of my favorites. Maybe not, but I was stoked.
Oh my gosh, I loved hearing. I mean, we could have talked to her forever. I just think that she is such a wealth of knowledge, and not just because of her experience of being such an incredible athlete, but obviously she's an incredible mom and she's raising incredible humans, and she's has this book that she wrote, and just all these things that really make her so incredible. So yeah, I was stoked. That was really fun. Okay, you guys, we're going to give you 8 of these 8 takeaways that she gave us during the interview. We're going to try to break it down so you guys can take these and listen to this, making this short and sweet so that you can kind of get to the point. But these are the things that we found that were really great that she said throughout her interview. So number 1, being addicted to the process. This is so important. It's the process. We talk about this all the time, you guys. It's the most important part of what you're doing is the process of accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So what does that actually mean? Accepting the fear of what you're doing. I love that what you guys are doing is putting yourself out of your comfort zone. That is so important. And having a sense of accomplishment and how important that is too. Even if you have, some huge goals and you're not necessarily achieving those, just a sense of accomplishment of doing it, because that brings it down to the process.
Number 2, we lean in a little bit on this point to the fear and the pain of regret of not doing what you really want to do, and letting fear stop you is worse than actually doing it. I loved Summer's story that she talked about of when she was a 4-year-old. These things that we're doing daily, you guys, athletes, parents supporting them, they actually matter and they change your life, each little moment. And I loved how she talked about when she was 4 and she was on the blocks and she almost wasn't going to do it. But then that one moment of taking the leap, doing it, it's stuck with her forever. And it began the addiction to the journey of feeling like, yes, I can do something, even though she didn't win in that moment. So I loved that. The pain of regret. Just remember, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as just doing it.
Okay, number 3 is your why. You guys, your why is so important. We talk about this in our business. We talk about this in life in general. But even when it comes to your sport, your why is so important. So asking yourself these 3 questions. Why do you do it? Who do you do it for? And who loves you? And you guys, your answer should be that you're doing it for yourself. You should be internally motivated. And if your answer is who you're doing it for is an external reason, then you really need to check yourself of why you're doing it.
Number 4, Summer talked about the art of practicing celebration. And definitely go listen to this part of the interview where she talks about her coach at Stanford teaching them how to physically celebrate, make believe in the moment, but celebrate an imaginary win. And I don't think I've ever done this. And I'm so excited to put it into my life and to teach my kids to do it. She talks about, the coach. So there's coaches listening, there's parents listening. And actually, like, you might have a kid doing a sport right now that you know nothing about, and you as a parent, and you might not be, you don't need to coach them in that sport, but as a parent, what you can do to support them is actually what Summer's Stanford coach did for her, teaching your child to believe in the impossible. That is the power that everyone has. Even if you're a kid right now listening, you have that power to do that for others too.
And how amazing is that her coach, like, what a legacy. Like, he's passed now, but he's just continuing. His legacy is continuing because what he taught her was so important that now she's teaching all of you guys, and how you guys are going to start teaching that to other people. And I just love that this one really important coach can be such a legacy for so many, continuing on after he passes or after he's passed. So number 5, the competitive spirit, really nurturing it. Don't be ashamed if you're a competitive person. Don't try to squash your competitiveness. I think that this is we've talked about this before, but it's really interesting in our culture these days that is sometimes happening, and it's okay to be competitive. In fact, it can be something that really is helpful for you in your sport, but just knowing that, you might need to have a moment, but then learning from it, learning from a loss and not being so angry forever and having blame, but just really owning, having ownership and just using your competitive spirit to drive you. But if you don't have that competitive spirit, that's okay too. Like, you don't have to be somebody that you're not, just really loving yourself for who you are.
Yes. Number 6, how to deal with judging. I loved this tip. There are so many of our listeners who are in judge sports who will face disappointments that they feel like are out of their power, and it's so easy to not take ownership. Summer taught extreme ownership, and to ask yourself these questions. If you ever feel frustrated or at a loss, ask yourself, did you do your absolute best? Was it perfection? And if it wasn't, then that's on you and extreme ownership. I loved that.
She's the best. Okay, you guys, number 7 is continuing to make it fun. I feel like every time we do these champion breakdowns, we always have this somewhere in our top tips from the athlete, is that keeping it fun. And if it's not fun, finding something else to do. I loved how her dad would take any moments when they couldn't be in the pool of going to do something else. I loved how she talked about, even taking a break, or, you can get into the monotony of training and you can feel like you need to maximize every single second you have, like in the weight room or in the pool or whatever it is. And it's okay to take a break and have some fun. And especially if you're not having fun, is going back and finding the fun, because it is that important.
Yes. Number 8, we wanted to recap what Summer talked about, what champion means to her. Consistency, showing up, and never quitting. And it's not just about sport. This is something you can put into everything in your life. And with these qualifications here, anyone can be a champion. Keep striving, guys. Thank you for listening. Go find Summer.
Yeah, go find her. She's amazing. Go to Instagram at Summer Sanders and then _. She also has this book. You can get it right off Amazon. It's for the parents. The book Champions Are Raised, Not Born. We're really excited to read that. I know we both have ours on our way. And you guys, thank you so much for listening.